way a little bit to balance the weight within the church. That might help. Well, maybe it won't help. I don't know. Our affirmation today is, I am in this world, but not of this world. I am in this world, but not of this world. Let us join together as we say that, please. I am in this world, but not of this world. The title of our lesson today is The Big Picture. What's real? Do you believe in global warming? Do you believe humans are destroying the earth? Do you think the world is becoming overpopulated? Where have all the past civilizations gone? Aztecs, Mayan, Athens, the ancient Greek of 3100 BC, to name a few. What happened to these civilizations? What will happen to our civilization? Nothing in the world ever stays the same. In time, everything we know and perceive in the world will change. The planet we live on will not be here forever. Even our solar system, as we know it, will not be here forever. There is nothing in the physical world that will last forever. So what is the big picture? The big picture is what we see in the outer world. I would like you to stay with me as I take you on an imaginary trip. This trip comes from a book I have recently written that should be out soon, titled Individual Spiritual Growth. Be still and think about it. This section comes from the imagination of life. I would like to take you on this trip of imagination just for the fun of it. If you look at all the different forms of life on earth, we realize they only live their lives from their perspective. The fish are only aware of the life they live within the water and have no knowledge of a life beyond their world in the water. The ants only know about their own world. Every living thing on earth is only aware of the world that they live in. We, like all forms of life in the world, only know about our own physical world. We have all kinds of life living within us. Some of the smallest life forms within us can make us sick. Just imagine a small virus living on our gallbladder, or a cancer virus that is slowly destroying the only world it knows and has no idea of the effect it's having on its own world. Just imagine now that our earth is just an organ of a much larger form of life. We have no idea how large it could be because we only know the world we live in. When we look at the size of outer space, we really have no thoughts that maybe we are living on the living organ of Earth, and it's just a part of a much larger living organ as part of our universe. Just imagine, we could be the virus living on the organ we call Earth. We appear to be the only life form here that doesn't know how to live here in harmony without destroying it. What will happen when we have destroyed the organ Earth we are living on? Is there a vaccine out there that will heal the Earth and destroy the human virus? Sometimes I have wondered about that fish that jumps out of the water. Does it get a new revelation that, wow, there's another world out there, outside of this water? We have new revelations every day when we take time to be still, to silence our voice. We can get a glimpse of a world beyond death. Now, this imaginary trip is not to alarm you, but it may help us realize just how little we really know. It may give us a new awareness that nothing in the outer world will last forever. It may even encourage us as individuals to take better care of our Earth. Can you see the big picture? I brought these thoughts to you not to instill fear, but to help us realize that the physical, big picture is not real and only temporary. Many of our Christian-based religions use fear to control and motivate people to do what Jesus has taught. It is not wrong, because fear is sometimes what people need to motivate them to move closer to God. There are many paths, and they all lead to a closer walk with God. We are in this world, but not of this world. We are in this world, but not of this world. Romans 12:1-2 says, "Do not conform to the pattern of this world, but transform by renewing of your mind." Peter 3:13 says, "What matters is not the outer appearance, but our inner disposition." Someone's disposition is their mood or general attitude about life. Our character is determined by our inner moral values, and our personalities reflect these values and our disposition. We can live in fear and build up our anxieties and worries about the future for our children, or we can shift our attention to what is real. I ask you, what is real? Why are we here? What is our purpose of having this physical life experience? What is real are the things that cannot be seen. They are the things that cannot be measured. Love, God, hope, joy, peace, and our feelings are all things that cannot be measured and cannot be seen, but last forever. One of the most important things that can be neither seen nor measured is our soul. Everyone believes they have a soul, even though it can be neither seen nor measured. When I was doing a silent meditation, a question popped into my thoughts. did our soul come from? You would have thought the immediate answer would have been God. But the answer I received is our soul is a speck of light that comes from the light of God. Think about it. Our soul is a speck of light, and that speck of light comes from the light of God. That speck of light is in you and me and each and every one of us. Matthew 5:15 says, "Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and it giveth light unto all that are in the house. Let your speck of light shine. Don't hide it under a bushel full of negative thoughts and negative energy. Let others see it with a smile." Let them see it with a smile. Can we have any smiles? That's it. A smile stands for see my inner light expressed. When we let our light out, see my inner light expressed. Within that speck of soul light is God's life-giving energy, so that we may have this physical human life experience. That brings us to our purpose of this life experience. What is the purpose of this life experience? I believe the only purpose for this human life experience is for the lessons our soul learns while it is here. Our soul is having this life experience to learn how to become more loving and move closer to God. If we want to fulfill our soul's purpose, we must pay attention to our feelings. Our feelings will tell us when we are out of balance with God or in balance with God and our purpose. Just want to throw in a little tidbit. We had some guests here last weekend. My niece was here, and Chad was here. And Chad said, "Have you ever flipped a coin to try and make a choice, make a decision? We just flipped that coin." He says, it's not as important the results of the coin flip as it is how you feel about the answer you receive. If you flip a coin and it comes up heads, and you look at it and say, "All right," but if it came up tails and you said, that feeling is what you should pay attention to. The feeling will tell you which direction to turn in when you're trying to make that choice. So I encourage all of you, listen to your inner feelings. Our feelings are senses of the soul. When we don't feel loving, when we feel no peace, when we don't feel joy in our hearts, or we feel hopeless, then we are out of balance with God and our soul's purpose. When our feelings tell us we are out of balance with our purpose, how do we get back into balance? God gave us the power of thought. God gave us the power to make choices. We have the ability to change our focus and bring our ourselves back into balance with God and our purpose. There are 4 steps that can bring us back quickly into balance with God and our purpose. The first step is to become aware that we are either in or out of balance. Because without awareness, we cannot change anything. If we are not aware of our feelings and what they are telling us, we cannot readjust and change our focus. The second step is gratitude. We need to focus on the things we are grateful for. Through the awareness of our feelings, we can shift our thoughts, count our blessings, and the things that we are grateful for. In the fellowship hall, you will find some copies of a gratitude meditation. You're welcome to help yourself to those. Take them with you. When you feel out of balance, take a moment and read that meditation. Perhaps you will find it brings you back to your center. The third step is acceptance. Accepting what is as it is. When we accept what is as it is, we stop trying to control the outer things happening in our life. We can flow with life and experience a peace that surpasses understanding, and know that everything is in divine order. Step 4 is love. Love the gift of life. When we love our life and all it has to offer, we become an expression of that love. And that expression of love will be expressed in our disposition towards others. When we are in balance with God and our soul's purpose, we will find our lives become filled with joy, and we can flow smoothly through any challenges that come our way. So I'm going to ask you, as you continue throughout this week, to be aware of your feelings. Know when you're in or out of balance. Stay in balance by centering your attention on the things you are grateful for. Love this experience of life. Everything that happens to help us move closer to God. Whether they be a positive thing or a negative thing, they are all happening in our lives to draw us closer to God. Flow with life as it is. Accept life as it is. Make every day a great day. Thank you, and namaste.